What's up YouTube? It's your boy Aaron here from MyLab. Today we're going to be talking about the absolute best exercises you can do to strengthen your abs without putting your low back at risk. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that. Let's get to it. All right, so I'm not going to be doing a huge preamble into today's video. A lot of the concepts that we're going over today are predicated on you knowing how to breathe and brace properly already. So I'm going to assume that if you're watching this video, you watched the one I put out last month about how to breathe and brace. If you haven't, go bookmark this, a link in the description below, watch the breathing and bracing video because it's very important. I'm also not going to be going over a bunch of rudimentary ab exercises. Such as the McGill Big 3, which are fantastic if you are suffering from low back pain. This is another tier up. This is more advanced ab exercises. These are the exercises that you're gonna be doing at the end of your workout just to finish off the abs, make them nice and sore the next day, maybe make them look better if you're lean enough to see your abs, but to really strengthen the core, which will have good crossover to your big compound lifts. The big thing with all these ab exercises that I'm gonna show you are you're keeping a neutral spine throughout, but we're still building up a lot of tension on the abs from the other things that you're doing. Basically, we want to stay away from exercises that have a bunch of spinal flexion, such as sit-ups, because that will put your back into a compromised position, which if you're experiencing back pain or you're worried about experiencing in the future, isn't great for you. Also, if you're looking at it from a making your compound lifts better standpoint, you shouldn't be going through spinal flexion when you're squatting, deadlifting. So we don't want to practice that with the ab exercises either. So yeah, we're gonna go through a bunch of exercises that'll help strengthen it. Let's jump to it. Stop wasting time. Wink.
Okay, so first we're gonna look at some rollout on the Swiss ball variations. So for this, you just need a Swiss ball exercise ball. Get up into a plank position, form a nice core brace. And the first one is just a rollout where we're going straight up and down. I have a bit of thoracic flexion in my upper back here, which is why it's important to always have a coach so they can point things out like that. But neutral's arranged and the spine curves naturally, so it's not too bad. So it's rolling controlled, only thing that moves is the shoulder girdle. After that, we got some stir the pots. Same thing, I auto-corrected some of that thoracic flexion. And in the stir the pot, you're just going in a circular motion instead of straight forward and back. I think it's a little bit more difficult. And then finally, we have the ABCs, where you're writing out the letters of the alphabet with your arms. It's a bit more of a variable movement. This is by far the most difficult one of these variations. Lowercase, uppercase, doesn't matter. After that, we have rollout. So for these, knees, hips, shoulders, all in a straight line. Get a good core brace. And we're just tilting forward, getting a good stretch to the armpits, the serratus. And then pulling back to neutral. Notice how I'm not letting my hips bend at all. You really want to keep your glutes squeezed throughout when you do this. I'll give a demonstration as to what not to do in a second here. All right, here's what not to do. See, I'm just sitting back using my hips and hip flexors to sit back. Bad, don't do it. And take it one step further, you can go from the toes. If you're a real freak, you can lay out on your stomach like this. It's very difficult though, so I just use small little motions, same thing. Neutral spine. Good brace. And if you don't have a wheel, you can just do it with your hands by walking out. I like to walk out further and wider for 3, and then just come back by whatever means necessary. Call this a plank walkout, by the way. And yeah, to make it harder, you're just gonna walk out further. Good job, Aaron. All right, next some dead bug variations. So first thing would be the weighted dead bug. So this is the same dead bug that we were doing in earlier videos, only both arms are coming back with a weight. I'm using a 10-pound plate here. You don't need much. A little goes a long way in making this exercise difficult. Alternating legs, making sure the back's flat on the ground. And if you really think you can brace, try doing it from a bench and getting the legs down even further. This is going to further stretch out the rectus abdominis and make it that much harder to maintain a neutral spine and increase intra-abdominal pressure. Very tough. There's also the Wallbug, which you can do on a foam roller. I like this one because you know your spine's flat against the roller. Palms flat into the wall, and the wider your arms are, the easier it is. I try and go narrow here to demonstrate how it's harder and fall off. So you narrow, immediately a lot more wobbly and difficult. And we have the Ninja Bug. So the Ninja Bug is like an anti-rotational dead bug variation from the Prague School of Rehabilitation. So you're going to lock in your forearms and your knees on the ball and only rotate as far as you can while keeping them locked. As I come back for this next one, I let it go. See how the arm comes off, and then you fall over. So that way you know you've gone too far. Next up, we have the Paloff Press. This is a great anti-rotational exercise for the obliques. So you're going to clasp your hands on the handle and press straight out in front of you, working on some anti-rotation. Don't do this exercise if you have shearing pain in your low back. It can make it worse, but if you don't have shearing pain, then you are probably fine. I'm going to demonstrate the anti-rotation here. So yeah, the cable pulling you that way is what makes it difficult. So resist against that. Bit of pec and tricep here too. Here we have the Vinci Planks. This is a standing side plank variation that you're using with load. You're going to stand on one leg, and then you're resisting lateral flexion and using your obliques to stop yourself from getting pulled, as I will demonstrate here in a second. This is really good because you can make it harder with both weight and with long duration. So try holding it for like 45 seconds or so. And finally, we have the RKC Plank. This stands for the Russian Kettlebell Challenge. Planks, I'm demonstrating here that planks you can move around a lot. It makes it easy. This forces you to use your abs. So you want to squeeze your glutes, quads as hard as you can and try and drive your elbows down to your hips and squeeze. You should really only be able to hold this for 20 seconds. If you can hold it for longer, it's too damn easy.